Hi again folks, how's everybody doing? Yep, I've got another Mallard here. This is a Hornby R350. It's exactly the same as my one, and it was sent to me by a chap called Richard. He said he bought it pre-owned from Hatton's, but it's never really ran properly, and he hasn't been able to sort it. So he's asked me if I would like to have it to repair, and then to sell on eBay for charity, as I did with some other locomotives recently. Which was very kind of him. So I said, yep, absolutely, I'm up for that. So thanks very much to Richard. Let's see what happens when we turn on the power. Well, the motor's whizzing, but it sounds like the tender wheels are spinning. That's probably because there's no traction tyres on it at the moment. So we'll get this into the shed and off to the bench. I have to say that this may be one of the last models to go into the shed as it currently stands. Yes, the demolition is imminent, but let's see if we can get this sorted out. Okie dokie, let's get a look at this. General condition seems to be very good. There's a bit of tarnishing on the handrail there. Doesn't appear to be anything missing. There's no scuffing or anything on the body. So yeah, condition is very good. And the tender, we've got a couple of traction tyres missing. That's why it's not running the way it should. Tender body's a bit loose. It all seems okay. So we'll do the usual business on the motor. We'll give it a service. The condition of this one looks absolutely fine. Spindles look good. So I think this just needs a good service. What I found with my Mallard was a bit of an issue getting a consistent connection between the locomotive and the tender. And it wasn't so much the connection in the drawbar, it's more just to pick up through the wheels. So we'll see how this one does. But I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. And we'll get it up on eBay and sell it and donate the bulk of the money to charity again, like we did before. Those sales did really, really well, so thank you to everyone, to all the buyers that bought those locomotives. This will be going up soon, so there's another chance for somebody out there to pick up a nice locomotive and donate some money to charity. So first off, I'll look at the tender. Is it really going to be worth doing anything about that loose body? It's a shame this happens, and it's just because they get forced off. I mean, the clips are all present actually. Yeah, it's just worn on this side. It's a real shame because it's never that obvious how to get them off. But really, what you're supposed to do is pinch the ends, squeeze it, and they should lift off. But it's not always as simple as that. These ones are a devil to get out. Put a screwdriver down in there as far as you can get it, and then lever and push. There we go. Jings. Right, so don't have to take the wheels off these ones, but I think we will, just to make sure it's as clean as possible and runs as well as possible. Clip off. Check the condition of the gears. No broken teeth. Let's take the brushes out. One spring, one brush. We'll disconnect that. And try and unclip the motor, which is annoying because you can't get your fingers into these ones. There we go. That comes off. Here's the other brush. A very dirty commutator. Spindles and everything absolutely fine. So the condition of the motor is excellent, which is good. We'll give it all a good scoosh. And get the manky brush on it. Get the old T-cut on the commutator Looks a bit better. Right, we'll let that evaporate off. We'll give the gears a scoosh. A bit of a rub down. We'll give the gears a file down. The Hornby ones aren't as bad as the OOBill ones, but still worth giving them a wee rub because they often have a tiny wee bit flash on that side there that you really want to get rid of. So the wheels aren't too dirty. We'll give them a wee bit of a polish. These are the wheels that will fit the traction tyres too, but it's still important that they're clean. So just let my contact cleaner evaporate off. I just want to have a quick look at the locomotive just to see how free moving it is. Just pop on the test track. Ooh. And the answer is not very free moving. Need to have a closer look at that. So yeah, we've got issues with the locomotive. But let's get the tender sorted. I think I might try just putting a wee bit of epoxy just where the plastic's worn away. That might just do it. And I'll let that set and then sand it down along the edge there. And that has reintroduced a little lip that hopefully the clip will engage with. We shall see when it sets. Get some silicone grease on the spindles, refit the gears. If the brushes are clean, pop the plate back on, brushes in, fit the springs, give these a bit of a bend, and then I'll get some oil into there, oil that bearing, and we'll get some gear oil on the pinion gear. Right, try it with the battery. All seems fine. Plug that back in. I can't remember if I scooshed my shafts out. Do it again just in case. You want these to be good and clean to ensure good contact. Righty ho. We'll refit the wheels. Put that through like so. And then we'll loosely fit these wheels. And I want them to be about 14.1. So I've set these to 14.1 and this middle wheel is currently set at 13.2, but I think that might be okay for that middle wheel. It's kind of floating. So yeah, I think that'll be okay as long as these wheels are set right. Looks fine. Right, we'll get some new traction tyres on. These are the right ones. That's one. And that's two. Right, I'll put this back into the bogie frame. Should be easier to get in than it is to get out. That's it. Plug that back in. So I've given this epoxy time to set. So we'll see if we can just file this down. Right, let's see if this clips in now. That's better. Okie dokie. I think we're done with the tender. Let's have a look at the locomotive, because I think there's something up with it. Take the rear bogie off. Come on, out you come. There we go. Clips. I hate clips. Right, okay. Let's have a good look at this. What's locking up? It is all very loose. Right, okay, we'll take this underframe off, because I want to make sure that these axles are really, really clean, because otherwise you get poor pickup and lumpy running. Oh well, yeah, they're pretty dirty. In fact, they're so dirty, I'm going to take them out altogether. That's pretty bad. You probably won't be able to see, but those are dirty axles. I don't think this locomotive has ever been serviced. So we'll undo that. That's off. Yeah, you can see there's been quite a bit of rubbing. There's no oil on these rods at all. And that just comes off. Do the same on this side. Now we can just take the wheels out and give them a right good clean. Maybe you can see now just how dirty those axles are. And we don't want that. So we'll give them a good scoosh. And that's cleaned them up already. Need to make sure that where the axles sit are clean as well. You can see where they've been rubbing, it's just been very poorly lubricated. Give these a scoosh out. Right, okay. Wheels in place. We'll get a wee touch of fresh oil in there, just a touch. It's a pity these don't have bearings, but never mind. Right, okay, pop this back on. Just make sure these crank pins on the rods are clean. Taking all the rods off can be a wee bit of a fiddle, but it really isn't anything to be scared of. If you're going to take your rods nut apart for the first time, take lots of photographs of how it all fits together, and at least you've got a reference point for how it should all be, because taking it apart is easy enough. It's just getting it all back together as it should be can sometimes be a wee bit tricky, but it's not something to shy away from, because you do need to do it occasionally. So if you're going to be doing any kind of serious locomotive maintenance, don't be afraid to do it. Pick a kind of old locomotive and just practice taking it apart and putting it back together. It's one of the reasons I don't like working on mainline models or replica models, because doing this, you can only do it so often before the crank pins start to just work loose. Why is that? Oh, I've not got that one right, I don't think. Oh, never. Oh dear, no, I've not got this one right. Yeah, I don't like dismantling the valve gear on mainline or replica railways models, because everything's kind of a push fit and it's not very well made, and before you know it, you end up with something that doesn't really work properly. Come on, get in. Is that supposed to be? That's how that's supposed to be. You idiot. There we go, that's better. Right, okay. That's forward and that one's back. Right, I've got that wrong. Yeah, this one's wrong. Need to undo that again. This is one of the things that can happen. That linkage can just tip the wrong way. Come on, out you come. But you come out easy enough yourself, then you try and force it out, it doesn't happen. Right, that's how it should be. There we go. It's better. Okay. That seems fine. Let's just give it a push on the test track. That's better. That's how it should be. I'll give this contact a bit of a clean. I think before we do anything else, we'll see how this runs. I think I'm getting a short. Oh, I've done a silly thing. I've got these wheels on the wrong way around. Oh, blimey. So easy to do these daft things. Right. Need to lever this thing out again. It should come out easier the second time. Once these things have been out. Yep. Right. That should go that way. You numpty. It's better. I could just hear a wee spark when I was putting the tender on there. So it's clearly shorting. Nice. Okie dokie. Right. Put that back on. A couple of little lugs at the back there. And then this just clips in at the front. Don't like the way that clips in at all. Just give all the bits and bobs a wee spot of oil. Okie dokie. Let's go and pull this out the shed, see how it goes round the layout. Okay, let's bring out the Mallard. Okay, so there we are. That's this Hornby Mallard running a treat now. Pity it didn't come from Hattons the same way. All it needed was a good service and a couple of traction tyres. I really don't think it's ever seen much screwdriver action in its life, but all sorted now. So I will put this up for auction with bids starting at £20. The last models I sold for charity went for amazing amounts, which was really good for the charity. So I hope this will fetch a good sum too. This time I'm going to donate to the Disasters Emergency Committee, as they will be helping folks in Turkey and Syria after the earthquake there. So, I'm very much a charity begins at home person, but when something like that happens, it's good to help out somehow, and every little helps. So, by buying this model, you will be helping those affected in Turkey and Syria. Okay, so thanks once again to Richard for donating this Mallard. I hope it goes to a good home. The link to the sale will be in the description, so happy bidding. Just before I go, I will be starting to demolish this layout very soon. I've started boxing stuff up, so you'll soon see me tearing this all to bits. Okay folks, catch you later.